how to get the courage to take the leap. How do you get the courage to start over? How do you get the courage to do whatever it is you feel like you really want to do in life, but you're terrified to do? That's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. And it's probably one of the top 10 questions I get asked. And I think it is probably one of the biggest hurdles that we ever have to overcome if we're trying to live a life that's not like the norm, if we're trying to live a life that we've designed, if we're trying to live a life that makes us happy. That is one of the biggest hurdles, is actually doing it, okay? Because you can make all the plans, you can save all the money, you can listen to all the podcasts, you can buy everything, you can have everything set to go. But if you never take that leap, okay? If you never actually do it, it's pointless. And a lot of times in life, that's just as far as we get. We realize I need a change. We might know what we want that change to be, but we get stuck, we get scared, we get terrified. And I'm here to tell you that is normal. I want to address that first and foremost. That is normal, okay? If you've got some extreme plans, you've got some big plans, which those are the ones you need to have. Dream big. Dream big. Dream with the lid off, okay? If you've got some of those big plans and you're doing a total 180 in your life, you're going to be scared, okay? You're going to be terrified, especially when the whole world is telling you that's stupid, keep doing what you're doing. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to feel weird. But here's the thing. That's kind of the bad news-ish. The good news is you can still do it. You're going to be scared, terrified, uncomfortable, up nights. But that doesn't mean you can't do it. And I always say courage comes in hindsight. Once you've done it, you'll look back and be like, oh man, that was courageous. People will tell you, you're courageous once you've done it. But in the moment, you don't feel courageous, okay? In the moment, you don't feel super powerful, right? In the moment, you're petrified. In the moment, you're shooketh, okay? And when people say, well, how do you get the courage? What made you finally do it? At the end of the day, I think for some people, like myself, my life before just got to a point where I won't say I didn't care, but I just needed something. It just got to the point where it was just I have to do something different, or I don't know why I'm on this planet. I think some people just get there and then it's hey, even if this thing goes totally pear-shaped, right, and I mess everything up, at least I'll be doing something. I needed to be doing something. So I think sometimes, I don't know if that's a rock bottom, but I think you can get to the point of just boredom, the point for some people, they just get so burned out, whatever they're doing. I think sometimes you just get to a point where yes, I know the bad that can happen, I just don't care. It's kind of like when you're in a relationship and you've known for a while, it's probably over. And then eventually you just get to a point and you just I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I don't blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I'm done though. I'm just done. I'm telling him tomorrow, this is, you know what I mean? You just get to, I think you can get to that point in life. So I think for some people, it's not about finding the willpower or finding the courage to do it. You could just get to a point where it's just I'm doing it. Because the alternative is horrible. The alternative is gonna kill me on the inside. You know what I mean? It's just, you almost don't even care. For other people, I think just realizing you're never going to be able to talk yourself into or listen to enough motivational stuff or enough podcasts or sing enough spirituals to get yourself to a place where you're not scared. We have this whole overcome the fear, no fear. We have all this rhetoric about fear that I don't subscribe to myself. If you're doing something big, you're gonna be scared to do it. And once you realize that, for some people, that allows them to just be all right, I'm gonna do it scared. I'm gonna stop trying to find the courage. I'm gonna stop trying to overcome I'm just gonna do it scared. Nothing changes, okay? Sometimes I think we're sitting and we're waiting for something to change internally. You're waiting to get stronger. Sometimes we're waiting for a sign. And I do think sometimes you can get signs. Okay. But I think a lot of times when there have been signs that showed me kind of like maybe this is the direction to take, it didn't like alleviate all the fear. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It didn't take all the hurdles and the obstacles out of my way. It just kind of was like, you should probably do this, Tim. And I was like, you know what? Even though I'm very nervous right now, something's telling me to do it, I'm gonna do it. You know, if your gut is telling you to do it, if your gut is telling you to do it, if the universe, if God seems to be sending you little signals, if you know the alternative is not going to continue to work for you, just do it. Okay? And I know people are like, oh, easier said than done. Hold on. I gotta get my footing again. Hold on, folks. All right, I think I got it. Boy, my calf's gonna be burning after this one. My calves is gonna be hot after this one, boy. But I know people will be like, Tim, easier said than done. Obviously, actually anything worth doing is easier said than done. When was the last time you did something that was easier done than said? That's one of the craziest sayings out there. People who go around saying, oh, easier said than done, just don't want to do it, okay? Those people don't want to do it. And if you're somebody who really doesn't want to do it, or you don't want to put in the work to do it, fine. You don't have to do it. But don't be coming at us who want to do it, you know? It comes down to kind of like just doing it. You could be scared the whole time, right? Fear is just there to tell you like, hey, this is new to us. We don't know what's going to happen. Fear is not there to tell you not to do it, especially when it's like life change stuff. If, you know, there's a mountain lion in front of you and fear's like, don't go that way, that's different. But this, where it's just like, hey, you hate this job, you got something else lined up, but you're scared to go to it. Fear is there just to be like, hey, it's a new job. We don't know how it's going to be. You've been at this job 12 years. This is different over here. That doesn't mean don't go to the new job. It just means for the first week or so, you're going to be scared and nervous. And then when you get to the new job and you settle in, if it works out, you're fine. If it doesn't work out, you go back to the old job. You know what I mean? But like, it comes down to taking the action and doing it. Talk to your friends on the phone. Hey, I need y'all to help me with this. I'm about to switch this up. I need your friends who get it, your friends and family members who get it. Throw up a lot of prayers. If you believe in a higher power, throw up a lot of prayers. You know what I mean? Do whatever you need to do. You know, yeah, the motivation is helpful. Do your meditation, listen to your podcast. You know what I mean? Like watch your motivational videos. You know, do all that. It's helpful. But at the end of the day, there's really no shot of courage, you know, you can take that's just going to magically make you be like, I got it. Yeah. You just kind of have to fool yourself. You just kind of have to believe, you know, telling yourself, I got this before you know you got this. Actually, I want to take that back. That's not fooling yourself. That's not fooling yourself. That's just building up belief, you know, but you're allowed to tell yourself, we got this. And you don't have to have a logical explanation for why you haven't. Okay, far too many people are realists. Far too many people live in reality. And that's why they stay stuck in that same reality. You ever notice all the people who want to tell you that's not reality, I'm a realist, they tend to be doing the same thing over and over and over. And if that's what you want, cool. But in this universe, on this planet, reality is fluid. And I firmly believe that all of us can shape our reality. So if I tell myself, I got this, I can do this, we gonna do this, then I can just go do it. You know, if I tell myself I got this enough that I go and do it, then I shaped my reality. You know, one of the biggest lies we've ever been told is that we're powerless. Occasionally we'll get people who come right out and tell us that. You'll never be nothing, you won't amount to nothing, your mama wasn't nothing, your daddy wasn't nothing, your sisters ain't nothing, your brother, you ain't gonna be nothing. A lot of times people tell you stuff like that because they're trying to like hold you down and keep you oppressed and under their thumb. But most of the time, we're not told that straightforward. Most of the time, it's just the programming throughout our life. You know, all the messaging. You know, even things like advertising that is always trying to like sell you something is low-key constantly telling you you're not good enough without this. So if you don't have that, you think you're not good enough, that leads to you thinking you're powerless. You know what I mean? The more you think you're not good enough, the less power you feel like you have. because you're like, wow, I'm not good enough. And they've been telling me I'm not good enough my whole life. I haven't been able to do anything about it. I better do what they say, or, you know what I mean? The reason why so many people are living lives and doing things they don't enjoy or don't want to do is because we feel like we're powerless. We feel like we just got to sit back and wait for life to happen, and then try to navigate it. But it is a combination of things happen. There are some things that will happen we have no control over, but then there's this whole other area of life that we have control over. If you don't believe me, try to control some stuff. Prove me wrong. It's funny, the people who disagree rarely ever try anything, or they try one thing, it doesn't work out, they're done. I'm like, if you don't believe that you can change things up, that you have power, that you can control things in your life, prove me wrong. Get out there and just really try to do some stuff. All that stuff that deep down inside you want to do but you haven't done, get out there, try some of them. Try 10 things. If all 10 don't work, come back to me and I'll be like, all right, well, maybe for you can. The rest of us got power. You might be powerless, Nathan. I don't know. But get out there, try some stuff. We have power. I was thinking about this the other day. They split like one atom, right? And came up with like an atomic bomb that was so powerful it can destroy how many square miles, right? One atom. They split the atom, boom. Yet our brain that came up with that concept to split the atom has how many atoms in it? Yeah, man. Like, we don't look at it that way. If you can split one atom, and I'm sure somebody's gonna be in the comment section, actually, Timothy, the atomic bomb was blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the prevailing layman's theory is you split the atom, boom. Our brain that came up with the concept to split the atom figured out how much power is there, is made up of how many atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons, I don't know. So why wouldn't we have that much power times a million up here or wherever? We like to think brain, but like wherever. I mean, just look at it that way. Why wouldn't I have a million times more power with all the atoms and stuff in me to influence the world around me? I'm getting deep now. I'm losing some people. Some of y'all though was like, wow. Like when I was laying in bed and I thought to myself, wait a second. I got all that power like inside of me. I don't have to like follow the reality rules like other people. No, I can decide this is the kind of things I'm trying to do and I can make it happen. I don't even have to know how I'm making it happen. I can just say, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I want to do. And if I keep that belief, and every time I see some steps I can take, sometimes there may not be an action step in the moment. Hey, this is something I want to do. I'm going to figure out how to do it. It might be 6 months, and then something pops up, and you're like, oh, if I do that, you just got one step at a time, baby step it. When a big step comes, take it. But it's like, there's no reason for us to live our entire life just thinking that like we can't change things. You know, lots of people look around the world and they're like, oh, there's inflation and there's wars and the government doesn't care about us and all these other things. And it's like, I feel like we're more powerful than all of that. Those are just stumbling blocks. Those are just hurdles. I feel like with the energy and the power I have, I can figure out how to navigate through all of that, around all of that. I may have to deal with some of it, but like, it doesn't have to stop me. I got power. But what I have to do is believe and then just like take the action. I can take the action scared. My courage meter doesn't have to be on 150. All we have to do is just like believe, make a plan, take the steps that we can take. And I believe that like as we take steps and use our power, the universe, God, helps us out as well. You know, and then we'll start to see that a lot of that stuff that maybe was in our way starts to go away. Some of those stumbling blocks just kind of get smoothed over. Somebody picks up some of them hurdles and walks away with it. Where'd that hurdle go? It was just a hurdle, right? But it all starts with like action, you know? And it just comes down to whatever it is for us that is going to give us that aha moment and is going to make like today or tomorrow the day where we just do it. Do it scared. It's okay. Everybody else is doing it scared. Anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. In the comment box, I'd love to hear your feedback on this. Like I said, I already know there's going to be some split in the Adam comments. I'll read them. I'll read them. I love each and every one of y'all. Talk to y'all later.